It also won Rage Quit of the Year.
Well, that's just, I mean...
Hero.
That's just because, you know, you got to get good, though.
I can't get good at that one.
Sure you can.
That one's hard, bro.
You have to just unlearn your brain from Dark Souls, right?
I can't. It's
Sure.
impossible.
It's impossible.
It's impossible.
What do I need? I need to hammer. Okay, so what are you doing exactly with not with, you know, just with your life in general? No. What are you doing with ESO like right now? What do you said you hit max level, so you're just kind of chilling or what?
Yeah, I'm max level now. So like now I'm just kind of going through and getting all the gear and items, finishing quests, getting more skill points so I can actually, you know, use some of my cool skills. You know, just normal RPG stuff, bro.
Dude, that's super interesting. What else is super interesting is this late night sleepy episode of The Grind, boys and girls.
Oh God.
Welcome to number, what is this, 15?
I don't know. I'm tired.
I think it's very late in the well, it's not very late in the night. Me and Necro have had a busy night of recording. You've had a big night tonight. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that, buddy?
Oh my God. The support tonight has been an emotional roller coaster. We got plenty of gifted subs, several, 129.
Ooh.
13,000 biddies. Actually, I think it was like 13,900 biddies on my titties.
All over them?
All over the titties. Yeah, it's been a crazy night for me for sure. I got very emotional there for a bit.
Oh, dude, that's super awesome. I hope you. I wish I could have seen that, but you know.
Oh, don't worry. There's clips of it.
Oh, they clipped it?
Oh, they clipped it. They clipped it.
Dude, nothing is set. You're never safe. Everything is always recorded nowadays.
Yeah, that's my life, man.
Well, that's cool, dude. I'm super happy for you. You're playing some ESO right now. I'm just back in the Motherload mine because I gotta get my mining up because you need it ridiculously high. I just recorded a couple progress episodes, but no spoilers. You'll see what happens later on. Don't you worry. We got a lot to talk about though tonight, don't we, dude?
Bro, we have so much to talk about. I don't know if we're gonna be able to fit it in an hour.
I don't know either. We'll be able to. It's gonna be interesting. I bet we can work our magic though.
I mean, we could usually skim over the stuff that we're just like meh about. Although that's unfortunate because I'm sure other people aren't necessarily meh about it. But whatever.
Right. We'll hit the highlights for sure, no matter what.
Absolutely.
We got luckily Jagex has blessed us with their May edition of the Gillinor Gazette, so we've got quite a bit of information just brewing, ready to be talked about. Let's see, what do we got here? They talk about a lot of big things, obviously here, and remember a lot of this stuff is future, nothing super soon. Their main focus right now is obviously the Darkmire expansion, which happens in just a couple of weeks, with the release of the new quest, Sins of the Father. That's kind of their main focus right now. Some of their big which when is that? Thursday, June 4th. So it's like 2-ish weeks from the day we're recording this. I'm super excited about that. You need to get your little butt in gear so you can do that quest, dude.
I really do, but I got so many games going on right now, man. Although I've been kind of feeling that RuneScape bug.
You're feeling the itch.
I'm starting to. I'll see people playing it, and I'm starting to get kind of starting to feel it a little bit. I don't know.
Dude,
it may sneak up on me again.
I mean, now's the time. Jagex has given everybody a free 14 days. I think it's in lieu of the release of the quest. They're like, hey, here's 14 free days if you want to hop on and get addicted all over again.
Yeah, I saw that, and joke's on them. I pay every month regardless. So
I know. I had just rebought my 6 month, and then they're like, "Hey, I have another 14." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Jagex."
I mean, you could add it to your other main account and do some stuff on there if you wanted to.
Oh, it's too late. I didn't think about that though. That would have been a good idea. Gosh dang it.
Man.
Where were you when I needed you, dude?
Where were you?
Where is he?
So,
Where is he?
is that supposed to be Batman?
Justice.
It's actually not bad. So, Darkmire, obviously their main focus, comes out July. Other than that, they're talking about, obviously the high scores are still a big problem. big surprise. I don't know why they can't get the high scores in check, dude. I don't know what the deal is there.
That seems like something they should definitely have fixed.
It's been like a problem for like such a long time. It seems like I don't know, but again, I'm not a developer, so what do I know?
Nothing.
That's true. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about the next league. Super excited about that, even though I just spent a lot of stuff on something from the last league. Hopefully, the next league, you know, I say this every time. I'm excited for the next league, but at the same time, I need a freaking break, man. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's probably not going to be until at least, like, I don't know how much longer this Deadman tourney has left, but I'm sure it won't be till after that, probably, at least. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, easy.
But like I said, I don't know exactly when this Deadman tourney even is over. I know it's like a month long. We talked about that a little bit last episode. It's too late for me. It's like too late in the night for me to remember things like that. But I know it's got some time left in the span, I guess.
Yeah, it's got a little bit.
What else we got here? Oh, they're talking about more about Soul Wars. With work continuing on Darkmire, not much has changed for the Soul Wars, that little mini game they've been talking about. Apparently, it was a big deal in like 07scape or you know, in the mid-between. I don't really remember what it was exactly. Some sort of like combat mini game, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I remember it. I used it a lot. Soul Wars was a lot of fun. If they do actually bring it back, I'll be excited to see it.
That seems to be kind of the general consensus. This should help ensure that Soul Wars, they're talking about rewards. Oh, okay, so this was something they just released in this like most recent update of some of the early game stuff, like hopping off the tutorial island. They're really focusing on like tailoring some of the early hours of the game to help new players kind of figure out what to do, because, you know, we talked about this before, jumping into this game just brand spanking new is very, very overwhelming. And
it is very, very daunting. I
yeah,
guess is the word.
There's just like so much, like sometimes you just have no idea what to do or where to go. So they've been kind of like making these like pseudo mini tutorials almost, kind of like just kind of basically guiding new players in like how to go about starting some of these skills, and like they'll guide you like from like say from like level 1 crafting to level 10. They'll tell you like, oh, you can kill a cow for its leather, then go tan it here at this place, and you can craft it into, you know, whatever. So I think that's kind of interesting. Some people may think it's like, oh, well, I had to figure it out on my own, but I mean, I don't know. It was also back in the day, there was a lot less stuff than there is in the game now, you know, so.
True. I
could see it going either way, but that's just kind of some of the things they've been working on. They're calling it the Adventure Path system, which is just kind of, I guess, interesting.
I think that's a good idea. I think new players do kind of need that initial push to kind of get. Because, I mean, when you first started RuneScape, you know, you just kind of stuck to one skill when we were kids. It's like, what skill do you like? Well, I like fishing. I like woodcutting. I like blah, 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 blah. You know, and so it really helps to help new players find that skill or whatever it is that they may enjoy.
Absolutely. Like you said, we would just pick our favorites and stick to that, because back then we didn't really have much of a choice. There wasn't near as much content in the game as there is, you know, now.
Exactly.
So I agree, it can be very overwhelming, and I think this is just, you know, there's nothing wrong with helping new players. I mean, the game's, honestly, I think the game is hard enough as is. I don't think any extra help will be, you know, a bad thing.
Yeah, like, it's not going to speed their leveling process along at all.
Yeah.
It's just going to kind of give them an idea of what to do, how to do it, and I think that's a fantastic idea.
Dude, freaking couldn't have said better myself. Next freaking thing, I don't know, I'm sorry, excuse my language there. They're talking about more about clans. Me and you not so much into this because, you know, we don't really have many people, other people that play this game, but it's they're very excited about it because it says exciting progress is being made on the clans project. I think this is I think it's just calm down, man. I think it's just kind of reworking the system, because honestly, I don't think it's used like that well at all, or even like, I don't even know if people are still even in clans. I don't know if that's still even a thing in the game, honestly. Maybe it is.
I just don't think that it's not to the par of like other games with clans, you know what I mean? To me, it's subpar. It is very subpar.
Right.
Yes, Sekiro is Sekiro. I have to play it now.
Sekiro.
Sekiro. I do think that RuneScape could stand to do a little revamp on their clans by far. I mean, right now it's just a chat.
Exactly, yeah.
That's it. So like, and then in RS3, you know, you got like a guild hall and stuff like that. It's like a big deal, a clan hall, and you can go in, work on skills, stuff like that. So I think, you know, a little revamp wouldn't hurt nothing.
How was the like say is there a clan system in like ESO or anything?
There is. You can just join your clan, and then I mean, you got your own private chat. You can have like a clan area, like a house area,
Right.
stuff like that. So I mean, in comparison, RuneScape is a little behind in that regard.
Yeah, like you said, I couldn't have said it any better than it's literally just a chat. Like you join it, it's basically just a big friends chat. Like there's no, you know, benefits or any reason. It's just a group of people talking in a chat box.
And that's it.
That is it. I know clans or guilds or whatever is a pretty big deal in like World of Warcraft, right?
World of Warcraft, yeah, you really can't do anything unless you're a part of a guild, really. I mean, a clan or whatever you want to call it. I mean, you just can't. You can't do high tier raids. You can't do really anything if you don't have anyone to play with. And you know me, I play most games solo.
Yes.
Dolo.
Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup.
But yeah, I have to agree. But like you know, you said, I just play most of the stuff single player. Any group related content, I just have to kind of be like, yeah, well, you know what? I'm out, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And Chad just asked if I made a RS3 account after all the crap I gave somebody. No, I actually didn't. I still play old school. I do not play RS3. I do have an RS3 account, obviously, because I had it before I played old school, before old school was out. But I have not made one. I have no plans on going back to RS3. I just can't. I can't get into it.
Dude, I have to agree. And it makes me sad because honestly, I've tried like 2 or 3 times to go back to RS3, and every time I just can't because I get into it. I'm like, I don't know what. We just were talking about. It's so overwhelming. There's just so many things I don't know what to do, and I'm going back to old school.
Yeah. I'm going back to what I understand. Well,
Yeah.
I still have my old school account too, so fuck me. Well, hey, there you go. Hop on that old school train, my friend.
Dude, get in on it. Dude, it's crazy. I know this is kind of a bit of a tangent, but I've been going through and playing some of the old, you know, like Dragon Fable and Adventure Quest and stuff like that. You remember those games, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, oh man, no spoilers, but
yeah. Dude, it's crazy because I was playing one of them today, and they're still updating them. Like, they're still getting new updates.
Yeah, bro, they're still going. Like, I got on it the other day, and I was just like, my god, this is amazing.
I just, you know, that's how you know it's like just like passion at that point, right? Like, they're just doing it because they love it. Because they can't be that many people that play those games still, right?
Yeah, they can't be making money, right? There's just no way.
But that takes me back to, I wonder, were they ever really that popular though?
I don't think they were super popular. I think that's why they were really popular amongst their community. It was like a niche community.
I think so too. That makes me kind of, you know, it's just cool to see them still working on something they love so much. But anyway, that's just kind of a little bit of a tangent. Speaking of, we were talking about clans and, you know, not doing group content. That brings us to our next topic, Group Iron Man, which is something I still do not understand. I don't think I ever will, because the point of Iron Man is to do it alone, but I digress. They're talking about, there's going to be a new high score system just for Group Iron Man, which allows various...
If they can fix it.
Yeah, if they can. They got to fix the regular high scores first. But apparently, I guess it's like a race or like, you know, a competition to see... Like, you get in a group of, like, say you're like, hey, dude, I bet I can get to 99, whatever, as an Iron Man before you can. I guess you join, like, a group or something, and I don't really understand it, to be honest with you. They don't have a whole lot of information on it because it's very far down the pipeline, but it's just something they've been working on for quite a while. Like they did regular Iron Man, then Hardcore Iron Man, then the Ultimate Iron Man, and now they're bringing it back to Group Iron Man. So it'll be, again, this is just not for me because... you know, I don't have any friends to play with, so maybe that's just my fault. Screw me, I guess. But I don't know. It says it's going to ultimately follow the clan's launch, so I think it's probably going to be tied into that somehow. I don't really know exactly, but that's just my guess. So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
All right. Well, chat says that it's not that they didn't enjoy RS3, but there's just too much unnecessary nonsense. Is how they worded it. And honestly, I don't think I could word it any better. It just feels like it's too extra.
Very bloated. Yeah, a lot of filler.
Yeah. Very bloated. That is a good way of putting it. I like that.
Like it just seems like, and I don't want to say they're trying to like copy. Or a lot of the things, or a lot of things people say is, they're copying World of Warcraft, or they're trying to make it like World of Warcraft. And I don't know, because I've never really played it. You would know more about that than I do, if it has any bearing similarities to WoW or anything.
Yeah, there's a few.
So I'll have to just take your word for that. But I don't know. It's not even that I don't like it. It's just I don't get it, and therefore I refuse to learn it because I don't know. Maybe I'm being ignorant. I don't know. I just don't want to take the time to learn it when I love old school so much. Anyway, I just think it would be interesting because it's so much new content. Like, there's so many quests and storylines, and I know that's not a lot of people's favorites part of RuneScape to begin with, but it is mine. So I would love to go in and, like, get the lore. We were talking about this earlier, I think maybe off recording, but, like, the lore of RuneScape. Like, what is it? We don't know it. Because we don't have a whole lot of information because most of it's locked behind the live version of the game. But it would be cool to learn some of that. I just,
Yeah, absolutely.
I just freaking can't because I can't get into the game enough, I guess.
Exactly. Lily Faye, thank you for coming in and watching the stream today. I will be live tomorrow, so I hope to see you tomorrow. And I hope you have a good rest of your Friday. Or Saturday, whatever time it is now.
Yeah, I guess it is technically Saturday, huh? Because we're freaking going late tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Because we're true gamers.
True gamers. But anyhow, we better get on to the next topic before we get off on another tangent.
Well, let's see. Next up is they're talking more about it's crazy to talk about some of this stuff because it's so far off. Because I feel like we've been talking about this the past couple of months, but it's nice to get a little bit of an update on each time. The Kingdom Divided quest, which I'm assuming is going to be the next actual quest, which is not going to be for a while, but it's the next upcoming quest in like the Corund, which you haven't even really done much in the Kingdom of Corund, have you?
Not if I can avoid it.
Dude, I don't blame you. After the Twisted League, I'm spent on Corund, man. I could take it or leave it, but they essentially have like a house system, or there's like 5 main like towns or areas in Corund, and each one has like its own separate quest. Well, apparently this upcoming quest called the Kingdom Divided is gonna like kind of set all of that together. So I don't know if it's gonna be a big deal or not. It says it's not gonna be. It's set to begin not until later this year. Obviously, quite a ways down the road, especially with everything going on right now. Who knows how far along this stuff is or isn't. But it's going to continue. Yep, right there it says it's going to continue the core and storyline. Oh, and it'll offer some new spells, so that'll be cool. More spells for your spell book.
Be good. I mean, if they don't kill things, I don't want them.
Yeah, the Arceus spell book is mostly like unique teleports. Like there's like stuff that you wouldn't expect. Like there's a teleport to like the Lumbridge Cemetery, or a teleport to Draenor. Stuff that we've wanted forever, but it's always been kind of just a pipe dream, I guess.
Pipe dream. Yeah, that sounds like RuneScape teleports. Man, I wish I could go here. Oh, but wait.
Nope, gotta walk. Okay, so next up, this is something I'm really excited about, is PVM achievements. I'm a big Achievement Boy fan, as you know.
True.
Although, PVMing, fighting, RuneScape, not really what I'm about right now, because I don't want to die, but with focus on other... Oh, I just got a mining level 67. With focus on other projects, little's been done on this recently. Achievements remain a high-level concept with the idea of introducing various boss tasks and challenges. I like collecting achievements. I like seeing, I like being rewarded. I like seeing the instant gratification of doing something, and like almost like a trophy, holding it up and like saying, "Oh, I did this with this," and then being able to brag about it or whatever. Apparently, though, this is very far down the road, even to the point to where they're like, "Okay, we've talked about it, but we've got so much other stuff on our plate, like more important stuff coming up, like the league and all that, blah blah blah." So. It'll be interesting to see. Who knows how long that'll be until... most of the stuff is, like, very far away, I believe. But, who knows. Excuse me. So let's see, what else do we have? Account security. Apparently, they've been having constant problems with this stuff down the road. Kind of along the side with high score. They've just been having a rough time with their site in general. I don't know what Jagex has got going on down there, man. I understand a lot of people are, at home right now, but just be careful with your, make sure you have the 2-step authenticator thing, and you'll be good to go, I think.
Yeah, easily. Get your security questions up.
Update your security questions. Make sure your password's not 123456. Necro. I better change my password right now. They were talking about more stuff with PvP. Just kind of refining what all that stuff looks like. I remember them talking about one time. There's something like, how like basically like the tracing with combat. So like when you click attack on a player, your character will like run around, like say there's something in his pathway. They've been kind of working on fixing basically how your character, it's very complicated. It's like a bunch of nerd talk, like the tile placements are fixated to, I don't really know, but a bunch of stuff with PvP. Basically they're wanting to refine, kind of similar along the same lines of bounty hunter and stuff like that. And then that takes us into the death mechanic as well, because they've been I don't know. They've been working on a bunch of stuff with this, and I don't know, because it's complicated, like, with the gravestones and everything, how we talked about in, like, Runescapes 3, how you have, like, a certain amount of time when you die. I don't know, they've been, because you even said that they changed it from a long, I don't remember how long it was before. Do you remember how long the gravestones were around when you would die?
I remember at a point you could go knock them over if you had a high enough prayer.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly either. It's been so long, and I haven't died in a long time either, but, so.
Brag about it.
Well, you haven't either because you're freaking max combo nerd.
That's true. I am max combat.
So, and you don't even play the game anymore, so you can just say that,
Yeah, I don't play anymore, so I can't die.
Exactly.
Scrubs.
But I bet you, when's the last time you died in ESO, huh?
Today.
Just like doing like a raid probably or something like that?
A dungeon, yeah.
That's what I kind of thought. Okay, so that's kind of just them touching over some of the mini things. We'll take a quick break from RuneScape stuff. Let's hop into something. We'll come back because they have a few more things, but let's dive into something else really quickly. We were right about something, weren't we?
We were. Oh my god, we saw the future.
We foresaw the future, and we called the release of the Tony Hawk remasters.
I can't believe it. They're gonna actually do it.
It's just something so, like, niche. I can't believe it was a leak. We had just some information on, so it's not like we were, like, just, like, out of nowhere, like, I bet what? They're gonna remaster the Tony Hawk games. But the fact that we were, like, pretty confident in it, I think they're just doing Pro Skater 1 and 2, maybe? I don't remember.
I think that's it. I think it's just Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Which, I never played either one of those. Did you ever actually even... You never really played any of them, did you?
Well, I didn't, but I did play those when I was a kid, because, like everyone did.
Right. I was never really... We went over this last time. I was never really too into the Tony Hawk games, but the ones I played, they were, they were fun. And I get why a lot of people like them, because, they're fun. You kind of just turn your brain off and just, skate around wherever it is you skate around in. So we were right about that. Something else this isn't a leak. This will... It might be. You know more about this than me, but you said there was something about a potential Diablo 2 remake or remaster?
Yeah, I saw on Wowhead, which is a primo World of Warcraft website, that there was a leak of Diablo 2 remaster being made. And let me just say, I can only get so erect. And I really hope that that's true. The way the article read is it didn't sound like rumors. Right,
it sounded pretty solid.
Yeah, it sounded pretty solid. So we'll see where it goes from there. But I'm really hoping that it's a true story. I really hope it is, because I would love a Diablo 2 remaster.
See, and I never actually got to play Diablo 2, so I'd be pretty hyped for that too, just for the chance to actually play the game in general.
Right, and chat's saying that they're doing the same basic thing that they did with Warcraft 3, so... basically just going to remaster it, and then if you already have it, they'll give it to you, and then so on and so forth, I would imagine.
And weren't people, like, super upset with the Warcraft 3 remaster, though?
Look, we're not going to talk about that.
I don't know. I'm happy about the only Diablo game I've ever played is Diablo 3. So I don't have a whole lot to compare it to. I know Diablo 3 had a rough launch, but it ended up being a pretty favorable game, didn't it? In the eyes of the Diablo
3
nerds?
ended up being pretty good. Unfortunately, if you have a bad launch as a game, it's really hard to recover.
That is true.
Um,
That is true.
The only two games that I could say fully recovered to a massive degree are Final Fantasy 14 Online and Elder Scrolls. Their release was pretty similar.
Yeah, that's true. It wasn't. Well, what was ESO's problem at launch, though?
People wanted Skyrim, not an MMO.
Oh, of course.
That was it.
Well, and also because it didn't launch right away on consoles, right? It was only a PC thing at first, wasn't it?
Yeah, at first it was only PC.
That's what I thought. But that wasn't really a big problem. I guess it was just the people were expecting, kind of like with Fallout 76, people were expecting, Fallout.
Yeah, and not like an MMO style game.
Yeah, so that kind of makes sense. And I mean, honestly, on that same note, people were kind of expecting the same thing with you're talking about games that came back. No Man's Sky, actually, I've heard now is actually pretty good.
No Man's Sky is actually getting a lot better. I'm pretty sure it is a lot better.
That is what I've
I
heard.
actually never played it, but my wife was a pretty big advocate for that game. When it came out, I don't think she's played it since they fixed everything, but it does seem like it is better. Once this Diablo 2 remaster is out, it's going to be the only commercially acceptable version in Blizzard's eyes. Yeah, you're right. And that's the thing about Blizzard is, like, once they release a remaster, everything else, like, the charm of the old Diablo 2 will be gone. They're going to force everyone to upgrade it and everything like that. It'll be just like Warcraft 3. It'll be a rough time. But hopefully, whatever they do to it, they actually deliver what they promise, unlike what they did with Warcraft 3. That would be ideal.
So wait, are you saying, like, it's a bad thing that we're getting an updated version of it, or just because they're not going to push the old version anymore?
No, it's what they did with Warcraft 3 basically is, like, they didn't give what they promised. The game had some optimization issues. It ran poorly on some people's PCs.
Right, and like
so
it wasn't.
When people tried to get their old version back, they couldn't because they weren't allowed to.
Oh, that's right. And wasn't it like it wasn't much of an upgrade at all, really?
Yeah, it ended up like the graphics were a major upgrade, but then everything else it was subpar to what everybody was expecting.
Well, hopefully, for the sake of, Blizzard, I guess, mostly, that the Diablo 2 remake will be a little bit better. But I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Did it have, like, any potential release, or was it just kind of like a speculation thing?
Not really speculation, but no release either. Just kind of a, they're doing it.
We're letting you know it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. We don't know when, we don't know why, we don't know where, but it is coming.
Well, fair enough, I guess. I'm excited. Wasn't there like a... They're talking about Diablo 4 too, aren't they? Or Diablo 4 also?
Yes, Diablo 4 has been announced, and there's actually been trailers and stuff like that also,
So I wonder I wonder if they just have two separate teams, or if they have one project they're working on first, or, how that's going.
I imagine they probably have two separate teams. If, like, there's already information, then... Yeah, Blizzard in general, it'll be out when it's out, is basically.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. I wonder which will come out first, though. I wonder if they'll...
I would like to think they'll probably come out at the same time. I would like to think that maybe an announcement at, like, the next BlizzCon, if they get to have it.
Oh, that'd be hype if they dropped both those announcements at the same time.
If they did it at the same time, I think they would have a good chance. But, man, I need to quit that.
Dude, it's cool.
But yeah, I think if they announce them both at the same time, it'll be a good BlizzCon for sure, just for that one reason.
I mean, they could use all the good publicity they can get, right? Because they've been having a rough year.
Yes, they have been.
So we'll move on a little bit. We'll stay in the remaster train. This is actually, like, this isn't a leak or anything. The Mafia games, which I've only ever played the third one, but the first three Mafia games are getting a complete remaster. The third one just came out like a couple years ago. Did you ever play any of these games?
I actually never played Mafia, no.
The second one was supposedly really good. I never played it either, but it's like obviously it's like a gangster game, kind of similar in the similar vein of GTA, but people are pretty excited about it. Like I said, I never really played any of them either, but apparently they're very good. So if that's what you're into, they're coming out sometime this year, I think. They're going to be bundled into one game. You can get all of those. They're going to be, beautiful and crisp. So if you want to be a gangster back in the 60s, you're good to go, dude.
Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, hop around a little bit.
Okay.
Did you see that the Epic Store had Grand Theft Auto for free on their launcher?
Dude, I heard about that. That's a pretty big game to just shell out for free.
I was thinking the same thing, and to me, it was just kind of more of a flex on their part. Like, okay, Steam, what do you got? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Because I don't even Steam doesn't give out free games, do they?
Not to that degree, no. I've never really seen AAA games like that unless they're, just kind of go and become free like that. Yeah, and the website crashed.
They crashed the whole site.
Wanted it. Yeah. So, to me, that's insane. That's a major flex on Epic Games' part, I think.
Well, and I have to agree with you there, because speaking on that, a lot of people, tons of people, boycott the Epic Game Store, but clearly if the game or the deal is sweet enough, they'll still go back to it.
Well, yeah, that's just consumers in general. They're gonna talk all the crap in the world, but then in the end, if somebody has something that they want, they're gonna go there.
Yeah, so I guess you could say that gamers are a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah, typically.
Because, they don't want to go to the Epic Game Store, but they're like, oh, GTA 5 for free. Well, you know what? I'll download the Epic Game Store. Why not? What I said earlier, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, you know what? Never mind. It's fine.
I need that free And GTA 5, it's a pretty old game at this point, but still, it's one of, if not the most highest, it broke a lot of records when it came out. Like, it's a big deal, even if it's this many years later, to just give away for free. Yeah,
exactly. That was my thought, too.
So, if it was enough to crash the Epic Game Store, that's, would you say, do you think it actually has competition to take down Steam at some point?
I would like to think that the Epic Game Store may be able to give them a run for their money. I don't think they can take Steam down.
Right.
But I do think that maybe they could get Steam in gear. And maybe Valve will be like, oh, maybe we should actually start, doing some of these things.
Now that we have actual competition.
Yeah, now that there is someone here who has real abilities to, blow us out of the water if we don't answer this.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there, because, like you said, it's at least enough to give him a good old kick in the pants.
That I would like to think so, yeah. Just because, man, they've stayed stagnant for so long. You don't know. They don't do anything. It doesn't feel like, not for their customers or anything. They have Steam sales and stuff like that, which is cool. Like, that's awesome. But I can't think of a time where Steam had a AAA game like that. Just up for free. Steam stole, Steam stole BL3 and quite a few more from Epic. So, Satisfactory is going to Steam? Really? The thing is Borderlands 3 was always going to come to Steam, but they had a deal with Epic for a period of time to stay only on the Epic Store for a certain number of months.
I forgot about that.
So, yeah, that happened. So,
like you said,
I do think Steam is behind in that regard. Like, Epic's going and shelling out the money for those exclusives. So, it's hard telling, man.
Yeah, like you said, I think it's a good motivation for Steam, because they've been extremely lazy, because they're at the top, so they're thinking, well, why do we need to try? Why do we need to release? Because remember, they used to release games, they used to make their own. Valve was Left 4 Dead and Portal and all these big things, and then they just stopped because they're like, well, why we don't need money, we don't need to try. We just make all the money in the world.
Yeah, we have our money. Why do we care?
Yeah.
And so, I think they're just getting lazy. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, so I think the Epic Game Store, while it may be controversial in some people's eyes, I think it's a good I think it's never bad to have some competition to get the old blood pumping.
Exactly.
So let's see what. Oh, this was one I was super excited about. Nintendo kind of stealth dropped this news in like a couple days ago. They're like next month. Well, not next month, but in July, they're freaking dropping another Paper Mario game. I think it's called like the Origami King, something crazy like that. Did you ever play?
Origami King.
Did you ever play any of the Paper Mario games?
I didn't.
Oh my
I
gosh.
actually didn't.
They're really good, especially the first two are really good. The one for the Nintendo 64 and the second one, the Thousand Year Door for the GameCube. Those two are like top tier games. Now the ones after, there's one on the Wii. I think it's called I can't remember what it's called, but there's one for the Wii, and there's one on the 3DS that wasn't very good. Sticker Star. I think that's the one people like hate. The past couple of entries have been pretty poorly received, but we're kind of hoping that Nintendo goes back to its old roots. With this one, hopefully it's good. I'm super excited for it. I love the Paper Mario games. Nintendo, don't let me down. You should try them out, dude. You would like them, I think. They're RPGs, which is strangely enough for a Mario game, but they're really, really well done.
Yeah, exactly. Steam is also a very stable service, though. Epic even even with its free games, which I myself still go to for, if they are available, is a pain in the ass. But I do agree, Steam has gotten lazy as a service because it's been the standard. Yeah, and see, I agree with you. Epic is kind of, not to trail off too far, but Epic definitely has some issues with their launcher, but I think it's not anything that they can't fix. So.
See, and I have heard that, but I never have used it, so I don't know how bad it is. I've heard that it is lacking in some like very normal things like Steam has. I don't know exactly specifics, but I have heard that it's got some very obvious flaws in it.
Yeah, there's a ton. It has a lot of issues, but I think they could easily be fixed. And if they take the time to fix them and remedy the situation, then they could be great.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like they don't have the money, obviously. They're throwing GTA 5 for free.
Right, clearly they have stacks.
Yeah, stacks on stacks on stacks.
But anyway, not to take away from your Paper Mario talk.
Oh,
Paper
no,
Mario.
You're fine, dude. I mean, that's really all. They just kind of announced the game. The trailer for it's super cute. If you haven't checked it out, go. I think they posted it on Twitter. If not, I'm sure it's probably on YouTube by now. But it looks good, man. I'm excited for it. And I think they were going to release it or they were going to talk about it at a Nintendo Direct. That obviously got canceled because of the world's situation right now. So I think that's kind of why they just kind of airdropped it out of nowhere. They were planning on having a proper release thing for it, but just kind of with everything going on, they're like, you know what? The little sprinkle, the little that little chef sprinkle meme with the Salt King or whatever, Salt Bay. They just kind of
Salt Bay.
They kind of just threw it out into the ether, like, here you go, nerds, have some freaking Paper Mario. So I'm about it, dude. I love Nintendo. I love the Switch, great console. They're still kind of out of stock now, which is crazy, by the way. I'm surprised they haven't like it's still hard to find a Nintendo Switch at this point in time. So if you don't have one, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like speaking, and I mean it's kind of just probably on the same page as like the next consoles because we talked about them not having all the parts they need because everything is kind of just in a shortage right now because the world is in just utter turmoil. But I
can see that, and that's unfortunate because I know a lot of people. Man, Animal Crossing, the game that saved the world.
Yeah, I know, right? And that might be why. That also might be why they're out of stock, is because everyone's buying them for Animal Crossing. I don't know.
Oh my God, for real though, that game just became so popular so fast.
Have you or your wife got it or played it yet? I know you guys have a Switch.
Yeah, no, we haven't. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten it. She actually spent $30 on some indie games off Steam. And that's about as far as she's gotten.
Dude, I feel that. I haven't had as much time to play games as I would have liked. Even though I have the time, I've been grinding hard on this freaking RuneScape, man. I mean, it's paying off. I'm having a good time with it, and I'm getting stuff done. But I do, like you're getting ready to play some Sekiro. I envy that. I want to kind of get in on that as well. But you were telling me I'm in for a world of pain.
Yeah, that game just beats my ass.
Do you know how far you got into it at all?
I think I was about halfway, but I'm thinking about starting over
Right.
because I don't remember how to do it, and it's been so long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't blame you. I would love to watch you play that again. I don't. It seems like it's been forever, but I guess it has been out for a while too.
Yeah, but it has been a while since I played it last, and I gotta say, not thrilled.
I don't know, man. Maybe you're like 10 times better now. Who knows?
No, I'm still probably garbage.
Well, it's okay. You'll have time. Maybe you know what? Maybe they'll bring it back on the PS5 because they've been giving out some more specs. You'll be able to key in on this because you're the big PC guy. But apparently, and I put the apparently in air quotes here. Apparently, the storage device, because the big thing for next gen consoles that everyone's been talking about is that they're going to be no loading screens. The loading times are going to be absolutely zero. You're going to be able to pop in a game. It's going to be able to play right away. You're right into the action. Apparently, I don't remember who said this. I think it was the one of the PC guys or one of the Sony guys. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. It's like Todd something or Tom something. The SSD, which is like, the solid state drive for the PS5, is going to be better than anything you can get right now for a high-end PC on the market. Which sounds very hard to believe, but this is like a lot of analysts, a lot of like marketers are saying this, that the PS5 is going to be, in that area at least, better than anything a PC can handle right now. What do you think about that?
You're telling me that there is literally going to be an SSD. Chat pretty much said it perfectly, but so you're telling me there's an SSD that my computer can't handle, but a console can? I'll believe it when I see it. Until then, they're full of shit.
I don't know about that. I mean, I agree. I'll believe it when I see it, but I mean, it could be. I don't know.
I doubt it. I just can't imagine that there's an SSD that is so powerful that my computer just would cry. I don't think that's a thing. I think they're giving themselves a lot of credit that they don't deserve right now.
And maybe it's not even that it couldn't handle it. Maybe it can, but maybe it's going to be like, the top of the line even for a PC at the time. Like maybe it's going to be at the, working at the same end as a high-end PC maybe. Maybe not necessarily better, but it'll be on at least the exact same cycle or whatever.
See, now I could see that, and if that was the case, then there isn't computers the same as console. Yeah, like that's kind of my thought. Like there is no. I don't see any part that a PC can't handle that a console can.
But you gotta believe it because the console people said it.
But I don't, though. That's if arguably that's the reason I believe it less.
That's a very good point. Why would you? I mean, I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting to see. Like you said, I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
Until then, I'll just keep playing my my Xbox One, getting all of the gains. You have a pretty good high end PC, don't you?
Yeah, it's pretty all right. It does its job.
I mean, it runs ESO fairly well.
It runs ESO fairly well. It runs Modern Warfare, which arguably is probably the worst optimized game on the market right now. So
even the new one?
The new one's awful.
Are you talking about like the newest Call of Duty or like Warzone, like the
newest Call of Duty? It just eats your computer alive, and I don't like. No one knows why, really. It just bogs down all your everything, everything.
That's gross.
Yeah, it's gross, man.
All right, well, we will get ready to we'll go back to RuneScape here for the last couple of minutes of the league, or the last couple of minutes of the league, the last couple of minutes of the podcast. We will talk about the next league. This is.
Ooh, I do have one thing I want to talk about RuneScape related also.
Oh, please do.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've been paying attention at all to like RuneScape news or anything like that, but there's a big thing about RuneScape going HD.
Really?
Yeah. So basically, not necessarily a 2007 scape, but just a little bit of time after that where it was still kind of old school.
Yeah, like 2012, 2014 or ish or whatever.
People are wanting that like the graphics to come back and make it a little bit more modern. Thoughts?
I'm not. I mean, the whole reason, like we've said a couple of times now, the whole reason I'm playing old school is because I like old school. If I wanted to play an updated looking version, I would play RuneScape, the live game.
Well, now see, here's the thing, is that it's still old school, you know, in almost entirely, right?
Okay.
But the thing is that it's just updated graphics, like the water looks better, stuff like that, and it still has its own charm. It's not like it's perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, I think this is a good change. I think you should have the option to turn it on or turn it off. I think that if they made it that way, I would have no arguments. Why would I complain about something that I have the ability to change?
Okay, if you have the option to turn it off, I guess it wouldn't affect me, but I wouldn't use it because I mean, like, okay, yeah, if it looks better, that's great, but I don't really need it to look better. Like, I mean, I'm playing this from the nostalgia charm. I'm gonna make it sure. I'm gonna let it look as it was back in the day. But if you have the option, I guess why would I contest? It wouldn't bother me any. It wouldn't affect me any. If it makes everybody else happy, great.
My thought is I think I'd probably play in it. From the videos I've seen and like the stuff I've seen, it looks really good. And apparently, there is there's actually a guy who's made RuneScape as remade RuneScape as a passion project with these updated graphics.
Mm-hmm.
And just to show that it is possible. And it looks fan-freaking-tastic, man.
I mean, I've seen that done a bunch too, like a long time ago as well. Like there was an update to, I think it was probably OS Buddy at the time because I don't think RuneLite was around. They made a mod pack essentially that it was called OSRS HD or something like that, and people were getting banned for using it because it was like, you know, changing the experience of the game without Jagex's consent. So I have seen stuff like that, but until it's official, I would be wary of using it.
Yeah. I wouldn't use it. I mean, it's a completely separate game, separate client, stuff like that. And I mean, it's not like he's trying to copy him or anything like that. I think it's just more of a statement saying, "Hey guys, you know, this is popular. People want this."
Do people want it though? I mean, I feel like if you're playing old school, you would just, if you want the better graphics, you would just play RuneScape 3, I guess.
But what if you like the mechanics of or old school, but you don't like the mechanics of RS3, but you still want to play a game isn't necessarily, you know?
I mean, that's
pixels.
fair. That's fair. I mean, like you said, people like different things, and that's great. Like you said, as long as there's an option to change it, it wouldn't bother me any. I mean,
yeah, that's my thought. Like, if I can change it,
yeah,
why am I gonna
exactly.
care?
That's an interesting
Honestly,
topic,
if they're
though.
going to be adding new content to OSRS, the graphical overhaul is bound to be part of that. And see, that's my thought too. If they're going to keep adding new stuff, why would you not overhaul the graphics a bit? You know, there's no sense in not.
I mean, I think it just comes down to the fact that people are, and I sound like a broken record, I think people are playing this because they like the way it looks. They don't want it changed to the updated graphics. But like you said, apparently there are people that want it. So, I mean, what do I know?
There are some. I'm not saying it's a massive community that's just like, yes, we have to have this. But, you know, I think they'll probably put it up to a vote if they haven't already. I know that there was some people going around like with a little, I don't know if it was a fake or a real like voting poll, but
right,
you know, I guess we'll have to see. I just saw it and thought it was kind of interesting that someone went and remade RuneScape just to prove that it could be done, you know, and that to me was dedication and kind of cool.
No, that is cool.
Send you the link that way you can look at it because it's pretty sick.
Yeah, definitely do. It's like, it reminds me of when you sent me that link for that RuneScape thing Reed did in Minecraft or whatever.
Oh my gosh, man, that thing was cool.
We still need to try to play that if we can. Like, is it like a mod pack or something?
Yeah, I think it's just a mod pack.
We gotta try to get it on that. That'd be cool. You need to get freaking back into this game so we can make some videos together.
Bro, I do. We have so many videos that we have to make again.
Yeah, for real. Especially if they come out with the new like BVP beta, you have to, because those are just like freaking classics.
Yeah, we have such good content when we do that.
Speaking of that, when do you want to try to film our challenges, our IRL challenges?
Bro, I challenge you to an arm wrestling contest on Twitter.
Yeah, but it's literally impossible. Wait, what do you want? When you want a virtual
Bro,
arm wrestle?
I will come down there.
Will you for an arm wrestle?
Yeah.
Arm wrestling is such a weird way of showing superior dominance, because it's like if one person's going to be using their non-dominant arm, you know.
I'm literally both of you. No, because you're facing opposites. So someone will be using like are you predominantly right-handed?
Yes.
Well, then if you were doing an arm wrestling contest, I am also predominantly right-handed.
Maybe I'm an idiot.
You are.
Dude, okay, but seriously though, we need to try to film our thing sometime.
We do. I got to get a haircut, man.
Yeah, right. So, we need to talk about that off stream. So we got a couple minutes here left. We got just about a few. We've made it. Can you believe it? We've made it through this Sleepy Time podcast. I'm so proud of us.
I can. Real quick, chat said about the graphics. That doesn't have to take away from what's already there. Like you said, they can still have that old graphic option for the hardcore nostalgics out there. Exactly. And I think that would be a fantastic way of doing it. Compromise between both parties. And I mean, I think it would be good. I think that the graphical updates look fantastic. And if you don't want them, fine. But I kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, as long as, like we said a bunch of times now, if they have an option, cool, dude. I'm all for it. I'm all for making people happy, I guess. Whatever they need. So really quickly here before we wrap this up, the last couple of things in the Gazette, there's not much else specific other than like they talked about the Twitch Prime membership, which we've already talked about. Oh, we're halfway through the Dead Man tournament, which it ends on Saturday, May 30th. We were wondering about that.
I mean, I'm actually really excited for that.
I'm excited to see the ending and how it's gonna play out with who wins and who loses and all that stuff. Because the last couple of minutes are always exciting to see everyone grouped up in a little circle and, you know, fighting to the death until Jagex inevitably gasses everybody.
Wow.
I mean, they do, though.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Hey, Richard, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Have a good night.
They talked a little bit more about the death update, which we kind of graves, which when people die, you know, it appears where you roughly will die. A lot of this doesn't apply to me or you because we never die. Oh, the graves will remain in place for 15 minutes. If you were wondering about that, and the countdown will continue while you're logged in or out. So, oh wait, no, it says also pauses if you become inactive. So the players, so if you're struggling with connection, you won't be disadvantaged, is what the notes say. So I guess that's kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool, but like...
On arrival at your grave, you may be asked to pay a small fee.
I just miss good old-fashioned dying, where you die, and then someone comes over and picks up your shit because you were too damn slow. And then, like, we just move on. That's what I miss.
Man, they're really making this... This is kind of insane, actually. After your grave expires, it sends its contents to Death's office. You can take as long as you wish to visit his office to retrieve items, but you can expect a somewhat higher fee. What? You don't have to pay...
Yeah,
what? Items you sacrifice there will be... What? This is so crazy. So this sounds like really big changes, and I was kind of not prepared for all of that. I guess we can maybe say that for next time. It sounds like it's going to be a big overhaul to the death mechanic just in general.
I think it will be. I don't think it requires a whole episode or even 10 minutes of an episode. It's just basically, guys, go pick up your shit. Don't suck, don't die. That's basically it.
It sounds very... I'm curious as if that's going to pass a poll or not, because that sounds like it's very, very teetering on the edge of RuneScape 3.
I bet they won't even send it to a poll.
You think they're going to just do it?
I think they'll just do it.
Oh, man. Okay, well,
if
really
quick. If they put that much work into it already, they're just going to do it. Guaranteed.
You know, I have a feeling they might be right. I'm going to wrap this up because I keep putting it off. I need to talk about the next league really quickly because that's a big part of my... something I'm excited for.
Do it.
They were very happy with how the Twisted League went. A lot of people were... They wanted an extended late game, so obviously the early game was full of content in the league, but then once you get to the later game, obviously the more grindy stuff, there's not as much to do because obviously the things are far and fewer in between. They wanted to kind of have some of the key things kind of expanded out. Obviously they're still open to feedback, and the next league is still quite a ways away. The core thing they're thinking about doing is maybe a PvP based league. They don't know exactly the details of what they're going to do, but maybe I was actually very I kind of thought this might happen. I think they're going to plan on doing maybe a league in the wilderness area, which would be interesting, although that might be kind of similar to a dead man mode. Maybe there will be more safe areas spread throughout the wilderness. That could be interesting. They're thinking about maybe doing like a group thing, like you choose like a side of like the east side of the RuneScape map, or like the west side, and you kind of like have to make do with what you can, and then like the two sides will kind of clash in like a PvP kind of thing. That might be interesting. And then obviously they have things with different seasons, although they literally mean like the weather seasons. So like there could be like a summer league and a winter league. Just a lot of this stuff is still in concept. They don't really have a whole lot of ideas because it's still far down in between, but basically it could be anything really, and that doesn't help much, but it's interesting. I'm excited for it. Anyway, we're both very tired, so we're going to wrap this up. Necro, go ahead and plug your Twitch, my beautiful friend, so we can go to sleep.
Yes, sleep sounds great. It is twitch.tv/necrocircus. That's necrocircus with the 0. Stop on by, have some fun.
Go check him out. He's doing really good. I'm super proud of him and super happy for him. My big boy is all grown up.
Oh, thanks.
Boys and girls, thank you for bearing with us through this very sleepy time episode, but you know what? We got it done. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Necro, what do you have to say about that?
Wash your goddamn hands, you filthy fucking animals.
We're gonna get through this one way or the other, boys and girls, whether we die trying, I guess. We will see you next Thursday. Be there or be square. Boys and girls, see you then. Bye.
Bye.